Hello, my dear friends. I am very excited to announce another yogic studies course. This one is YS216 Mandukya Upanishad. In this course, we are going to be studying what is traditionally considered to be the most important Upanishad. It's only 12 verses long, but they say that if you study the Mandukya Upanishad and you understand it, then there is no need for you to study any other Upanishads or to study anything else at all. My name is Varun Khanna, and I will be your guide for this course, but I really consider myself to be a co-reader of the Upanishads with you. We will investigate the Mandukya Upanishad together and see what it has to offer in these short verses. I was raised in Chicago. I went to university in St. Louis. And after studying neuroscience and mathematics in undergrad, I went to India to study Sanskrit, and I just got lost in it. And I traveled around many different jungles, and I learned from many different teachers. I learned Nyaya philosophy. I learned Sanskrit grammar. I learned Vedanta philosophy. I learned many things in many different places. And finally, I went to Cambridge University to do my master's in Sanskrit, and where I specialized in Sanskrit grammar. And then I did my PhD in Hinduism, where I studied consciousness in the Upanishads. So I am particularly excited to study this Upanishad with all of you, because this is an opportunity for us to explore what consciousness is from the perspective of the Upanishads. So I should say that this course doesn't have any prerequisites. I'm going to explain what an Upanishad is from scratch. If you have taken my Upanishads 1 and Upanishads 2 course series, then you would have gotten a taster for the Upanishads. We would have been able to read the Upanishads kind of surface level, because we did 3 Upanishads in each course. But in this one, we're doing only one Upanishad, and we are reading it in its entirety. And we are really going to go into the depths of what one single Upanishad has to offer. The Mandukya Upanishad has a very peculiar name. It is called Mandukya, and people think it's strange because it comes from the root word Manduka, which means frog. So we wonder, okay, what is this, the frog Upanishad? But they say that there's this very famous image or analogy of a frog in a well in Sanskrit literature. And they say that this frog lives in the well and all he knows is the well. But one day, eventually, with some help, he jumps out of the well and he jumps into the ocean, where he really understands the extent of what the world really is. So too, they say we are like those frogs who live in the well, and all we know is what we see around us. All we know is what we can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. But in reality, there is much more to our world, much more to our universe than meets the eye. And the Upanishad helps us to jump out of the well into the ocean of knowledge, into the ocean of consciousness, and the bliss that comes with that knowledge. And that's why this Upanishad is called the Mandukya Upanishad. So as I said, it's made up of 12 verses. And in this Upanishad, the special thing about this Upanishad is that it discusses the nature of this very famous and popular syllable called Om. And it breaks Om up into 3 pieces, into A, U, and Ma. And then it takes us even beyond those 3 into the silence that sits in between each utterance of the syllable Om, but also that pervades each utterance of Om. And so when it breaks it up into these pieces, it breaks it up and explains it in terms of time. It says that Om is a symbol that represents all of time, the past, present, and the future, U, and Ma, and the silence, everything that is beyond the past, present, and future. It discusses it as the world. It discusses it as all the states of consciousness, that is the waking, dream, and deep sleep states. And it also takes us again beyond that to say that the self, which is what Om describes, is that silence that goes beyond even those three states of consciousness. And it explains it as the linguistic origin of the universe as well, that from this syllable Om emerged everything that we know, all the difference in this universe that we perceive, and that difference is in the form of speech. And so we will explore all of that in this course. It's going to be really, really fun. It's a wonderful Upanishad. It's highly esoteric, but we will piece it apart and we will really try to understand it on its own terms, read the Sanskrit and see what that Sanskrit is actually trying to say. So in our classes, we're going to read, we'll do a little lead and follow reading of the Sanskrit. We'll try to break it apart word by word, understand the meaning, and 45 minutes of each 1.5 hour class will be reading together, and 45 minutes will be Q&A, give or take, plus or minus. And there will be 2 such classes every week. And at the end of each week, there will be a quiz, a multiple choice quiz that you can do online. And in addition to the classes and the quizzes, there's also a discussion forum that you can join, which I think is really just one of the best things that yogic studies has to offer, because you get to be in community with all of your classmates as you study. So that's a wonderful resource. I highly encourage you to join it and to participate, because you can get your, extracurricular questions answered there, or questions you have asynchronously answered there by your classmates and by me. I will also be on the discussion forum to help wherever I can. And that's it. It's going to be really fun. It's 6 weeks. We're going to really dive deep into a single Upanishad and see what it has to offer. And I welcome you all to the course, and I can't wait to read with all of you very soon.